Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got an episode of Loadout, this series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you leave a comment down below, letting me know what kind of weapon and accessories you'd like me to run with, and I'll pick one of the top rated comments for the next episode. Now last week I made it pretty clear that you guys could pick either Battlefield Hardline or Battlefield 4 comments, and although there were some highly rated Battlefield 4 comments, this comment was the highest of them all. Pascoon for the win says, "Hey LevelCap, here's my suggestion. Duck Dynasty Loadout. Double barrel shotgun, stock and heavy barrel, whatever pistol you want, ammo box, breaching charges, and incendiary grenade. Any kind of knife, no blunt weapons. Hide in the bushes like a real duck hunter, then jump out at your enemy ducks. Use your incendiary to grill your ducks when you can't hit them. Use breaching charges to blow up command trucks and pesky beaver dams. And finally, skin your ducks or take them by surprise with your knife. Happy hunting, LevelCap." Now I did just make a video talking about how to unlock the double barrel shotgun from the Syndicate assignment, but I really love playing with the double barrel so much that I had no problem taking this highly rated comment for the next episode of Loadout. And I gotta say, what I learned from playing more with the double barrel shotgun is that your sidearm really is one of the most important assets to this loadout as possible, because I decided to run the double barrel shotgun primarily with shooting 2 shots at once. The 1 shot at a time just was a little too unpredictable when getting kills with. If it was more reliable to get that 1 shot kill, then I would totally run 1 shot at a time, but since it wasn't that reliable, I just cleared both barrels at once and then would switch to my sidearm every time to deal with follow-up threats or finish off a kill. Now what's really cool is that once you unlock the sight upgrades for the Desert Eagle in this game, or the Bald Eagle rather, you can unlock the Comp M4 as a sight, which is actually a really good red dot sight. I prefer it over the other pistol sights, and I ended up really enjoying getting follow-up kills with the Deagle, or again, the Bald Eagle. It's going to be really hard to call it that. In fact, you know what, the name Bald Eagle's too long. Everybody started calling the Desert Eagle the Deagle. I'm going to call this the Beagle. Now I'm also really happy that incendiary grenades made the cut for this loadout, because they're one of my favorite grenades to use. They're excellent against infantry and vehicles alike, and you'll see right here I'm going to get a double incendiary kill and then a shotgun kill in the middle of it, getting pretty much a triple right there. Very cool instance, and I'm going to get another incendiary kill here in a second. These grenades are just a lot of fun. Instantaneous detonation on impact. They do extra damage when they first explode, and then damage over time, so you can catch some people off guard and they won't be able to escape the explosion radius. Now this next clip here is a good example of the range that this thing can one-shot people when you fire both barrels at once. My preferred method of shooting the gun now. The single shot method, again, it's fun and it can be really cool when you can get 2 kills, 1 with each shot, but I've been finding it to be less and less reliable and end up spending both my shots on the same person, so it just takes longer to kill the same guy, and then I usually get killed by a follow-up person rather than being able to engage them with my sidearm. Now the reload on this thing is just way too freaking long to try and reload to engage secondary targets most of the time, so you should get used to switching to your sidearm much like you would if you're playing aggressive recon with a bolt-action rifle. And in some cases, when I know I'm going to see a target at further ranges to begin with, I'll run around with the pistol. If I'm out in a big open area, the Deagle is going to be a much more effective weapon at further ranges than the double barrel will be. Now I will say, because of the nature of the way you play with this weapon, at points I was thinking, why am I not just using a bolt-action rifle if I have to aim down sights and get a fairly accurate hit to kill someone? Well, you just don't have to be quite as accurate with the double barrel shotgun. I mean, you have to be generally on the spot, but if you just hit in the general area, you should get that 1-shot kill. Now, the 300 knockout, however, is a pretty darn good competitor for this weapon, and considering that you don't need to spend forever reloading in between shots, it's going to be a fairly effective weapon overall for the exact same style of play. Now, one cool thing I did notice about the aesthetics of this weapon is that when you apply any sort of standard camo to the gun, it'll change the color of the stock. It won't actually change all of the wood on the gun, which is a little bit disappointing, but when you unlock the chrome camos like the bronze, silver, and eventually gold, that actually applies to the metal aspect of the gun. So if you were dreaming about one day owning a golden double-barreled shotgun, you can do that in this game, although getting 1,000 kills with this gun is going to be an insane task. And I kind of wish that Visceral updated the kill requirement based on the guns maybe a little bit more. Assault rifles could be higher kill requirement, but a double barrel shotgun is not something that you're going to go on crazy kill streaks with. It's just going to be very, very hard to do. Now, one thing that I really like about this weapon is that they don't allow you to modify the optics on it whatsoever. You can change out the barrel, you can change out the stock, but no optic modification. And that really does make you feel like you're on a duck hunt the whole time. The whole Duck Dynasty theme of this loadout is very, very accurate. And I gotta say, I was kind of hoping that there might be some birds in the game that you could shoot and take out, because it would be fun to try and emulate that. I was shooting at a few helicopters from time to time, hoping that I might be able to take them down, but I think they got to get pretty close for you to do any sort of serious damage. One cool thing about this double barrel shotgun is that if you're playing with somebody who also has the double barrel, you can pretty much one-shot like sedans if both of you hit it at the same time with both barrels. You can do massive, massive damage to the lightly armored vehicles, and it's kind of funny, especially when they're not expecting it. Now, as far as hiding in bushes, as the loadout suggested, there just wasn't much opportunity for that. Even while playing on Everglades, you can't actually go into the bushes, so you're not going to get much benefit from walking around or stalking around on Everglades. In fact, you're probably going to have a harder time on that map because it's a little bit more wide open in nature. You're much better off in more of the urban maps, or something like Hollywood Heights, where you can get in real close in the mansion and just waste people. Now, normally I really don't like weapons that just aren't as effective as they should be or could be, or aren't competitive guns, but there's just something about the double barrel shotgun, just the way it feels when you fire it and take people down, that is really, really pleasing. It's an odd feeling, but this gun just isn't going to hold up to your average assault rifle in most situations. It's good for a one-shot kill, and then you're kind of reliant on your sidearm, but it's still a hell of a lot of fun to run with. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode of Loadout. Don't forget to leave your comments down below, and remember, you can list Battlefield 4 Loadout comments on there. I am open to picking either Battlefield Hardline or BF4. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.